Now that I have a lot of the face kind of chunked out, I'm going to continue to add in little areas of color that I think it needs more, maybe more shadows in certain areas, and just kind of build up. I can do this with some of the darker values and also some of the lighter values. And sometimes here at this point is where you're starting to look for small shapes and starting to work on smoothing out and building up and really taking the time to look at the shapes that are created. You need to think about the fact that you have a ball that's sitting inside of an eye socket, and that eye socket is going to have a lot of dark areas because it's not just flat, and much of your face has dips and valleys because of the bone structure underneath. And so really considering that and really looking at the darks and lights that are created because of this is very important. Your nose does not have dark lines around it. It's all created because of shadows, because your nose is built up with cartilage and there's no definite lines around it. The most definite thing is going to be the nostrils, which at this angle I'm not even really seeing much of. So everything else is built up by thinking about the structure and looking and comparing and contrasting all of these shapes that are created because of the bone structure and the skin that is laid over top of that, and muscles and fat. And that fat is also really important because as we age, we tend to kind of lose that. And I'm painting somebody that is pretty young here, and he has these little fat pockets that are so important to capture, or it's not going to look like a younger person. And sometimes when we paint or draw, people tend to look older than they really are because we are missing that. And those little details are extremely important. So this is going to continue to keep building up and looking for little shapes of lights and darks. And remember, anytime you need to smooth or blend, you need to clean your brush just by wiping it with paper towel. But having that there is important. Make sure that you continue to keep some of the really dark darks and the light lights. Be careful that you don't overblend. Really look for these small shapes that are important. And sometimes it's even just a very minimal change in value, but that change is important because it reflects shape.